The Grinch's Great Big Flat Book by Dr. Seuss. Have you met the Grinch? He's the Grinch for a reason. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. He took all the presents, the stockings, the trappings. That Grinch even took all the Who's Christmas wrappings. So here he is in the Who's house. And these are flap books. So throughout the book, you'll find lots and lots of flaps. They're kind of small. They won't show up well on the camera, so I'm not going to flip them all for you. But when you flip the flaps on this page, it shows the Grinch stealing all of the stuff out of the house in Whoville. He tried to stop Christmas from coming at all. It was said that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But could he stop Christmas? Oh no, Christmas came. Without any presents, it came just the same. So he stole all the presents, and they still had Christmas in Whoville. What happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that Grinchy old Grinch really saved Christmas Day. The Grinch, as you know, is chock full of surprises. And that Christmas Day, his small heart grew 3 sizes. So I bet you if we turn this flap, it shows his heart, and his heart has grown 3 sizes. The minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he flew in his sleigh through the bright morning light. He gave back the presents, the popcorn and plums. He gave back the bicycles, toys, trains, and drums. So now he's giving all the presents back to the kids in Whoville. He surprised all the Who's at the Who Christmas feast. Then what did he do? The Grinch carved the roast beast. So here he is, carving the roasted beast that they cooked. And they got to have their Christmas dinner and their presents. So when you order this book from your library or you buy it, you can use all the flaps to have a fun flap book story. So today we're going to make a Grinch puppet. So you can do a puppet or a mask. I did the puppet. If you want to do a mask, you're going to have to cut the centers out for the eyes. So I started with just a plain, regular, floppy paper plate. And I find that these ones are easier to cut than the thicker paper plates. So I cut it into this shape, which is the shape of the Grinch's face. And then I painted it. And if you don't have this lime green paint at home, which we didn't here, I used mostly yellow paint with a little bit of dark forest green paint, and you'll get this nice bright kind of fluorescent Grinch green. So that was my first step. My next step is going to be to make his hat, his Santa hat. So I'm taking just a red piece of paper and I'm making a really tall triangle. So you can draw your triangle with a pencil if you like. I like to just use my scissors and cut because I don't think it really matters how perfect the triangle is for your craft. So you have a big tall triangle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the corner and fold it over like that to make it look like his cap. So I'm going to use my glue, and I'm going to put some glue on the edge of my triangle, and I'm just going to pull the side down and fold that. So I'm going to press that and hold it for a second. And then in the corner of my cap, I am going to add a cotton ball that I've just taken and stretched. So I've pulled it apart to make it look like the corner of his hat. So there it is. So I'm just going to give that a minute to dry while I work on some of the other parts. So the next part that I'm going to work on is his eyes. So I used a yellow piece of construction paper and a red piece of construction paper. So we'll go to that part, which is, we've got a large, the back of his eye is large and yellow, and then the inside is red. So what I always like to do to make two of something the same is I take a piece of paper and I fold it in half, and then I just take my scissors and I just cut a circle through both pieces. And then when you pull them apart, you have two circles exactly the same. So if you're not confident enough to cut out your circles, you can use something in your house like a small cup or a circle shaped thing to make your circles. And then the next part will be the red of his eyes. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold this piece of paper over, and I'm just going to use the end of it, and I'm going to cut another set of circles, a little smaller. And then that will be your next one. So you're going to want to measure inside. So I think that my red circles are a little bit too big for my inside part of my eye. So I'm just going to take my scissors and double those up again and go around them and make a little bit smaller. So that might be a little bit better. And I just don't quite like the shape of my yellow. So I'm going to just sort of oval those off a little bit on the corners. So instead of a perfect circle, I've tried to make them a little bit oval. All right. So we're going to start with that, and your paper is going to look a little bit like an alien instead of a Grinch for a few minutes while we glue on our yellow part of our eye. And then I'm going to glue on the red of the eye. So if you notice on my example, the red of the eye is down in the center corner. So you're going to put your red down in the center corner. All right. So the next part that I'm going to work on is the lashes. So to make the Grinch's lashes, we just need a strip of black paper. So there's the strip, and I'm just going to take my scissors and cut down about halfway down my piece of black paper. So I've just sort of fanned it and made little strips, but I didn't cut it all the way down. So I'm going to take that piece and make it into two. And then what you can do is you can take a pencil or a pen, and you can just roll your strips around there and just sort of curl the edge of his lashes. And then I'm just going to glue that underneath the corner of his eyes. So that goes right in the corner of the Grinch's eye. I'm going to add that. And we'll do the same on the other side. We'll take our pen and we'll just curl the little strips of paper that I cut, sort of feathered like. And I'm going to add that to the other side of his eye. He's got lashes on each side. Now, so I'm going to take my black marker and I'm going to add the top of his eyelids and his eyebrows. So he has fairly sharp looking eyebrows, and then just around the corner of his lids. So it looks like his lids match up with his lashes. So I'm just doing a nice curved line over the top of that. And we'll do the same on the other side. And then we're going to add some brows. So he's got some fairly sharp eyebrows up there. All right. So then down below we have a nose for him. So You can do your nose however you choose. I think I'm just going to use like a piece of red paper, and I'm just going to make a heart shape. So I made a little heart shape, and I'm going to glue that on, and then I'm going to go over the top of that with my green. So it doesn't matter really what color of nose your Grinch has. I wanted mine to have a green, so I'm going to just color over top of my piece of construction paper so that he looks like he has a nose. And he needs to have a nose so that we can add his mouth. So we've got a line down, and then he's got a big, huge smile with some dimples on the sides. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add a line underneath his nose, and then we're going to make a big, huge smile underneath. We're going to add some dimples at the sides of his mouth. We're going to make that a little larger so you can see it in the video. So then, at the very end, we're going to add his hat. So just to finish off the hat, I've got a piece of craft fur. So if you don't have that, you certainly can use a cotton ball again, and you can make the fuzz at the top of his Santa hat. So I've just cut a strip of craft fur. If you have a cotton ball, you'll need to just stretch it along your edge of your hat. And then we're going to put some glue on the top of the Grinch's head. Quite a bit of glue so that we can hold his hat on nice and tight. There's the glue, and we're going to attach the hat, so you can arrange that however you feel like it looks best on the top of the hat. And then to be able to use your puppet, you're going to need a stick. So whether you're using it as a puppet or a mask. I'm going to add the stick onto the back. Press that tight. So now if you're going to use it as a mask, you'll need a parent to help you cut out the center of the eyes. That's going to be tricky, so there is our finished Grinch puppets.